Guten.
Are we here?
Wow.
Dog, how are you doing, my little schnutzies? It's Nickachu
Well,
and
happy to see you. I'm Crunchy Moober.
Chief Crunchy Moober. Hello, Crunchy Moober.
That's my name. That's
What
my name
was
this
that?
week, but it could change. But right now, I'm Crunchy Moober. So
That Crunchy Moober is awesome. I'm Mr. Yeehee.
yeah, so good, so good,
So bad, dude. So
good.
So good as bad.
This is what we do.
This is what we do.
People.
Things gonna get crazy. So
we've
this
decided to
week,
change the poop up.
Change the feces. And I have to keep this part of the movie because I always do the little flap. Top Gun Maverick. Yeah.
Which is
surprise.
Awesome. Surprise. I know. Well, for us, it's a surprise because we've never done a new-ish film on this channel, for what it's worth.
We usually do the cult following.
Right.
Yeah.
But this movie has its connections to the 80s, 86, and really it's fun for me. I don't know. I think there's a lot of connections to the 80s.
In this one, and the new one is just, well, the original Top Gun was, when I saw it in the movies, I saw it with my girlfriend and my friends and their girlfriends, and they were all the beach scene, and I was like, I thought it was okay. I thought it was good. I had a good time, but
yeah,
this one leveled up, bro, and you agree with me, I believe, on this one.
For sure.
It was leveled up in every way. They were using practical effects. I think they said 90% of the aeronautical stuff was practical. It was the real deal.
Yeah.
Except for the Dark Star.
Yeah.
You know anything about the Dark Star?
I do. We're gonna table that for a few minutes later, but everything you said is right. Going back to the original, all practical effects wise, you're talking about where you're filming not in a green screen, not in a blue screen. Back then it was a blue screen, to be fair. How did they film it? Only Tom Cruise's cockpit stuff for Top Gun 86 was actual in cockpit footage. Filmed. Everything else was fake, which is not a bad thing. It was Tom Cruise goes hard. He
does, man. He's just one of those, like, all or nothing.
Yeah, so he went hard, and he really proved his mettle as far as actual filmage. Everybody else, everything else in that movie in '86 was filmed not in real time. So '86. So you have a 86 Top Gun. You have a $15 million budget. It grossed almost $360 million worldwide.
That's crazy. On 60 million or 16? 60, right?
15 budget. $15 million budget.
Okay.
Let's think about why that is. So you have a lot of stock footage. You have a lot of let's go back to, again, we always go back to Star Wars. So you see plane footage is how they developed the whole TIE fighter fight for the around the Death Star.
The dogfights.
Right. All that dogfighting stuff was mirrored image by image to black and white dogfighter films. 86 Top Gun did the same thing. Color film stock footage for fighter, dogfighting with fighter pilots. Using the traditional fighter jets at the time. So here we are now, 36 years later for Top Gun Maverick, which is crazy. So pretty awesome. It's the story was 30 years post the movie, the original Top Gun. The film opened on May 27th. It had 140 million budget. In 2022, it grossed $126 million. So that's a huge opening weekend launch. It was PG-13. In fact, the main actor were Tom Cruise and obviously Joseph Kosinski, who's the director, who also directed Oblivion. This budget was less than Oblivion, which sci-fi
Oblivion is a really good movie.
Underrated, I think. I
think so too.
You know, it seemed to carry its own story. It was an original story, not based on. It's not Star Wars 2. It's not Lord of the Rings 2. It's an original story. You know, that usually requires a lot of budgetary concerns, and I thought it was great. And oddly enough, Maverick cost less to film than Oblivion did. So, you know, that's kind of crazy.
Oblivion was very underrated. I agree with you. And another one that is very underrated was another one of his, Joseph Kosinski's Tron Legacy. I loved it. I don't know if you've probably seen it, right?
Of course. And the theme music by Daft Punk.
Yeah.
In everybody's head canon. You got your personal head canon. So when I walk into a room, I want one of the themes from Tron Legacy to be playing, and it's by Daft Punk. It's like, you know, it's like, again, everybody's got their, you know, like you want to walk out to the Imperial theme or something from Fiction. For me, or Kill Bill. For me, it's like it's one of those tracks from Daft Punk and Tron Legacy, which is just Godhead. That's just me, you know. But
that's awesome.
The point is, it's a great soundtrack and a great film. Did a good job.
Very original, and the effects were amazing.
Yeah, right?
Jeff Bridges de-aged. Holy crap!
Yeah, it was better. It was better than some of the Star Wars de-aging stuff. To be fair,
yeah,
because it was
very convincing.
Right, and
the guy's like young too, right? Joseph Kosinski.
Yeah,
I've seen him in videos. I don't know how his age. He looks like he's in maybe his 40s. Maybe
he looks young, but who knows? I mean, I don't know.
That doesn't matter. But he does. He makes a good movie. He makes good movies. You know, he goes out there.
Maybe some meatballs.
Make me some meatballs and maybe a good movie or two. You know what I'm saying? If not, go F yourself. I'm sorry, man. We're venturing off, and
all that matters. Apparently, Tom Cruise likes him, so like it doesn't, you know, anything you or me say is like, nuts.
Yeah.
You know what? It's a solid film. 6th highest grossing film in the U.S. all time.
Which one? Maverick.
Maverick. Yeah.
Okay.
You know, you have to think about it in terms of, you know, post-COVID, all that stuff. You know, we get the changes of the times and the changes of the implications,
and it's still kick ass through all that.
Yeah. In the U.S., that's 6th highest grossing. So like it clearly hit some notes of the general movie going public, and I get it. It was great.
It was also kind of like a good sound off to say, hey, we're not dead here yet. We're still going, you know? And Tom Cruise was smart for not letting them release it. They wanted to release it on one of the streamers back in 2000.
Yes.
And he said, nope.
Yep.
Not happening.
He made a sound choice, and really he was proven right. You know, if you think about it, this movie was pushed back so far. COVID really put a snarl in everything, and this movie was pushed back so far where Cruise was like, look, we're gonna release it in theaters or not at all. And turns out, you know, he was prescient in that way where he was right. He was correct. We see the numbers. So
I'm sure all the investors were getting itchy, you know, like, what the hell? Let's make some of our money back. But he's like,
sure,
be patient and we'll get it done. Well, and he did.
Yeah. You have to think about it in terms of, you know, box office stuff. And let's go back to a Marvel film, the Black Widow movie. Mega stars attached to it. A lot of push. It's a Marvel movie, still part of the Marvel universe. and they pushed it to Disney Plus, and it didn't do so great because, well, it wasn't that great of a film, but we could dissect that another time. But
yeah, I still kind of liked it, but yeah.
Remember, there's that lawsuit with Scarlett, and
she won it though, I believe, right?
Well, she did, but you have to remember that was a sea change for the film industry and how actors get paid for box office returns. It's very interesting to see that decision versus this decision where Tom Cruise, a megastar, was like, nope, we're going theatrical only.
Or not at all.
And he won that, and he was proven correct, which is, a curious side note, I guess.
Well, he's been in the business so long, he knows what people want, and his movies are always awesome. I'm never disappointed. Even the one that didn't do so well and got kind of panned a little bit was The Mummy. I thought it was really good.
I thought it was good too. I knew you were going to say The Mummy, and I liked it. I thought it was entertaining. I thought the villain was great. I thought the story building that they tried to put around the Universal monster universe was great. I thought it would work, but box office and COVID and everything else kind of turned that on its ear. The aftermath, where like that Universal monster universe died post COVID, so like that was the entry level film, and they were going to do the Creature from the Black Lagoon. They were going to do Frankenstein. They were going to do a bunch, all of the classic Dracula,
Universal monsters,
the classic monsters that all of us have, followed since we were kids, and frankly, before when our parents were kids. If you think about Boris Karloff and those monster movies, air quotes, they were going to bring that back to a modern age, and COVID killed all of that, and it is what it is. COVID killed a lot of things.
Out of all those movies, I'm surprised Creature from the Black Lagoon was it was a big hit then, right? And
yeah,
guy in a rubber suit.
Oddly enough, I keep hearing that they're redoing it now. A separate studio is making a new Creature from the Black Lagoon.
That's cool.
I remember when I was a kid, Burger King or McDonald's had a broadcast of Creature from the Black Lagoon in 3D, and like they sold you glasses on a bucket of popcorn or bucket of soda. So you have to tune in at that time on whatever channel it was. I don't remember.
I remember when they would 3D. Do that.
You had those, the red and blue glasses, and so dumb.
Yeah,
but
it looks like it's coming at me.
No dumber than Jaws 3D, I guess.
I've never seen that, but I didn't see it in 3D, but
if you if you watch Jaws 3, you can see where the moments are where they're supposed to be
intended 3D moments.
Shocking, like the shark keeps coming toward the glass, and they literally film it up to here. Like, why is it doing that? And then you understand.
To show you the 3D.
Jaws 3 in 3D was.
Where's the shark? And the guy's like pointing. He's there. He's in my finger.
Oh my God! It's right there. He's coming. He's coming right for us. Yeah, it's so dumb. So dumb.
You know what a good movie is? If you want a good shark movie that's 3D, Bait. Have you seen Bait?
I don't think
it's
I have.
It's an Australian joint.
Okay, nice. Spike Lee joint.
Check it out, man. They have it on 3D. You have 3D, so dude, it's like cheap. You can get it like $10 on Amazon. Anyway, dude, we're talking Top Gun, and we're doing it again.
Great.
And the thing is, 3D, we've learned it's not about like this again. Oh no, the finger or the spear. It's about the depth it adds to it, and just brings you a little bit closer into the movie. And they have what's the 3DX, I think, where they have like smog or fog effects and smell.
Well,
have you heard of that?
There's a couple different technologies. I think that there's what they call smell-o-vision, which is in the Vegas sphere. They're using it now in the Vegas sphere, so that's an active tech. You have Atmos, which is level based sound, a chopper coming down on you, etc. There's a bunch of current technologies that kind of tie into what you're saying. Not all of them are available for home use. Atmos is, smell-o-vision is not. It's just one of those things. Imagine the logistics there. I mean, it's not always, you can't capture everything. But major theaters are using that tech in myriad different ways. So I think the more you pay for your movie ticket, the more of that stuff
higher
you're
up,
get.
the better bells and whistles you get.
Yeah, which is really why you do that. I mean, I have a 77-inch OLED upstairs.
Yeah.
4 subwoofers. Honestly, is my presentation of Blade Runner, the new version, going to be better than in the movie? Well, marginally. But if they offer smell-o-vision, if they offer, crazy Atmos, X5, different things, that's worth your price of admission. That's what you're paying for.
Back when we were roommates, we had a few viewings with smell-o-vision, if you recall.
They all smelled like farts. They all was it fart-o-vision? Was it after getting chicken wings like nuclear level from Cluck You? And yeah, that was smell-o-vision. That was terrible,
dude. My anus melted.
Right, it was like, that's terrific, dude. I can't watch the film with you. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.
I just vomit.
I just drank a whole bottle of a Das Comet, or drank.
I just wiped up my vomit with Farfel. That's all I do.
I just drank a whole bottle of cinnamon schnapps. So I'm gonna vomit in the bathroom, maybe.
Maybe.
And I'm gonna watch the cat versus mouse fight in the backyard, and then I'll go because all of that stuff actually happened.
Yeah, it did. Good times, good times.
We're adults. We're adults.
We're adults now.
Anyway, all right.
Adult entertainment, all good.
I guess we'll go back to this frickin' movie.
Yeah, frickin' movie with lasers, sharks.
Sharks, frickin' lasers. Which is kind of sad. Yeah, there's a lot of sad stuff in this film. Yeah, if you think about it. So
Maverick,
Sony built a special camera for this film, and they had to do it because they wanted to get in and outside film capturing for flight stuff. Everybody in this movie flew their own planes, were basically their own directors inside and outside.
Yeah.
So they had
There was a scene that Tom Cruise wasn't buckled in right, and he was holding himself up against the window. I believe it's Tom. Yeah, you heard. Yeah.
No, that's true.
That's crazy.
That's true. All of this is crazy. So, this is why this film took a long time to come out. So, despite COVID, all that stuff. So, this movie was built to work in IMAX, which makes sense. So you look at Days of Thunder, you look at the original Top Gun. These movies are made for the big screen.
Big screen, yeah. So I should have seen Top Gun in theaters. I didn't. Maverick. But
I didn't.
Did you see it in theaters?
No, I didn't. My brother saw it, and he said it was an incredible cinematic achievement, which I agree with. After seeing it and seeing it on, I have a big TV, so watching these movies doesn't degrade necessarily from the big screen experience. But truth be told, I could see how this, there's certain movies that are made for this. The first Wolverine, you have a Pacific Rim, this movie. Like, these movies are made for the big screen. Like, there's no.
I agree.
There's no mistaking that these movies are best enjoyed there. The cameras that they used for this were 6K cameras, which, if you think back to
I saw that.
That's pretty advanced.
Yeah.
6,000 pixels.
Very advanced.
Yeah, right?
And there were cameras that were mounts that were just specifically made for this movie. There was, I think, some technological advances also because of this movie that
for sure
were developed.
plenty of them, and
Yeah.
one of them was how to mount these goddamn cameras in the cockpit of the planes, because in Top Gun 1 in '86, only Tom Cruise's scenes were filmed in a plane because he's insane. Everybody else, everything else was generated stock footage. You're going to get a lot of blue screen, ET level stuff, which is fine for the time. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But in this movie, they were really looking ahead and kind of going forward. So everything was filmed reality-wise. The only things that were CGI, were when a plane would shoot a missile, because missiles are really expensive, to be fair.
Bad. Missiles are bad.
They didn't want to blow anybody up by accident.
Yeah, that would be bad.
See rust, I have a gun with blanks and I kill somebody.
Get Alec Baldwin out of that plane.
That's bad. Okay. So somebody made the wise decision to not shoot live missiles at another plane. So great, kudos to cooler heads, I guess.
Yeah. Well, that's the Dark Star was actually, let me get my notes here. Dark Star was actually never took off. They had a mock-up of it, and I believe they CGI'd a real jet, because like when it flew over Ed Harris's head in the beginning, you remember that?
I do, and
the roof blew off. That was all real. But they didn't have the technology for that. But they thought, this is who they thought, the Chinese government, they thought we had the Dark Star for real. And they were actually, Jerry Bruckheimer was talking about it. He said they actually circled some satellites around to try to get a closer look. It's funny, but it's like, it's not real, but it looked great, and to travel that fast, they said it would take Mach 10, the Dark Star, at Mach 10, it would take like, I think 18, 19 minutes from one coast to the other. That's crazy, right?
Right. Well, totally true. All of that is accurate, which is wild. What I learned about the Dark Star, the Mach 10 flyover, is it was a set piece, because they did that for this whole thing.
Yeah.
They only had a one take shot, because the first flyover destroyed the set. And if you look at the film, you could see the roof being ripped off by the Mach 10 flyover.
It bounced.
And that ruined the set, and they had one shot, and it was like, well, I guess we got to take it, because we're gonna have to rebuild this whole set. And sure enough, what they got was good enough. So
it was amazing, man.
It was a great shot, and very, very, it was sort of stressful, and it gave you one of those movie cinematic moments where you're like, oh my God, what's happening?
And it was, I don't know if it was intended, but it's almost like that when Maverick would fly the tower. Remember, he didn't get in trouble for that
in the first one, in the '86.
And they
do it in the middle,
but
and
he
they
did
do
it at the end also, right?
Yeah, that was sort of his call sign, if you will, or his signature.
Is I'm being an ass, and I'm gonna get away with it because I'm that good. Yeah.
And speaking of callbacks, you have that whole ridiculous beach football scene.
Yeah.
Which, again, they had to shoot twice. Because Tom Cruise wasn't happy with, like, the sweatiness.
Yeah, he said they wanted more oil and some Gladiator equipment or something.
Right, yeah.
No, it didn't come out right, so...
dumb.
So he said, I can forget the guy, one of the main guys.
Oh, Glenn
Powell. Yeah. He's like,
right.
We went out and celebrated and had a lot of beer after that shoot and tater tots and stuff like that. They carved up big time. And then Tom's like, it didn't come out right. So they had 2 weeks to get back into that shape. They said it was like a very self-conscious thing for everybody because
everyone had to work off those tater tots,
Yeah. Tater tots are bad. No, it's understandable, man. In business,
reshoots are a thing. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
But it was, again, I get the reason why that scene was there. Number one, it's a callback to '86. Number two, it's a team bonding moment.
Yeah.
It was also dumb. Like, that is so
Does
lame.
it have to be
like,
topless or?
I mean, everybody had to be. Is that what real people do? Like, can't they just sit around and drink beer and talk?
Yeah,
no. Everybody apparently plays beach football. Okay.
To who was it? The song? I forget who it was.
It wasn't
One Republic.
It wasn't Take My Breath Away. That's all. I love Berlin. I want to give Berlin a long, slow hug. All right, I'm done.
You don't like that song, huh?
Honestly, I didn't even hear it because it's not. I knew it wasn't Take My Breath Away. So
yeah, no, I saw them in concert actually. Berlin, they're pretty good.
Dude, they're awesome. Oh my god! I mean, they're like so many good songs. And like
In Flames, you know that one?
Like, yeah, Little Girl, We Make Love Together. Berlin, Metro.
Yeah, Metro's great. They were like kind of ahead of their time too.
They were badass.
Terry Nunn, jeez, she was
super new wave, super, but they were also punk, really, if you think about it.
Yeah,
and I think wasn't Terry Bozzio the drummer? Like, oh my god, like that guy is a legend.
He's a monster, dude. Is he still playing?
I'm not sure. But I can tell you that my old drummer went to see a clinic with Terry Bozzio, and he did it. He did it in a kilt with the 24-hole Doc Marten boots.
Yeah.
As a drummer, we're talking about over the knee boots and
a
kilt. And he was like just and like doing
nothing.
Stupid stuff. Like, come on, man. Normal mortals can't do that stuff. Like,
there's a few exceptions that
apparently
that
he's
are
one of them, man.
Are musical gods that
like they're just super
transcend everything.
Zappa, Bozzio, just the list goes on.
We don't have a sponsor, do we? We should get one.
Yeah, we do. It's Niles Anal Bomb.
Culipta.
Do you have a chapped ass? Niles,
is your ass chapped? Do you find yourself with a sun-baked bottom?
I look
brilliant. That's brilliant.
This is my Donald Trump face. Ready?
Okay.
Niles Anal Bomb. It'll soothe your ass. Soothe.
It cools your ass.
Enjoy the menthol. The menthol. I'm gonna make my hands go like this because I feel like it's appropriate. Menthol. This means menthol in sign language. Yeah. We're sponsored by Miles Anal Grease. It's great.
Anal Grease. Butt bomb.
Never heard of it.
So, yeah. Dude, okay. Side bar again. I saw Deadpool Wolverine.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
What'd you think?
Very cool, man.
Right? It was great. I thought it was great. Opening weekend. And I've been a fan of the comics, and I've read the original comic for years. Lady Deadpool, a lot of the obscure characters who showed up. I was stoked. Sort of confused about, Gambit, and it doesn't matter. Did that detract
Gambit was thrown in? It was funny.
Did it detract from my enjoyment? No, it didn't. It was great. It's a great.
Yeah.
Movie.
He did the wind-up was awesome with the cards.
I put up with the Guardians of the Galaxy movies where they were MCU movies, but they were like goofy and entertaining and gave you.
They were like their own thing.
Yeah, they were like so detached from Black Widow or Iron Man or
Rocket Raccoon.
Right.
I have the first 4 limited edition comics of his.
Nice.
I have them away. They're in plastic.
Wow. That's awesome.
Dude, Marvel came out with it was like 1 month. They came out with 4 different, you get a new one every month, but
yeah.
4 limited edition run. They had a thing called Planet Terry, and it was basically the art or the artists that did Casper and Wendy. Remember those?
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, and I bought them just because. And those are packed away too. But Rocket was really interesting. I was like, this guy's like, he's raccoon, but he's acting like a humanoid, you know? Well, he is a humanoid, I guess.
Yeah,
but
I mean, yeah, he's got a
pretty
human
cool.
brain. Yeah, he's got an emotional brain. Yeah, I thought it was great. Honestly, I thought that was a really different angle for Marvel to
Superhero.
go down. You know, and I think Guardians of Galaxy 3 did a smart thing by going down his origin story, and
I like that. Some people didn't.
It was great.
I liked it, and it was actually very tragic.
I understand why, because it was hard to watch. If you like, again, if you have trouble watching Old Yeller, you're going to have trouble with this.
You know? Yeah, that was really tough.
It was hard. It was a tough watch in what is billed as a fun,
that was tough,
loose cannon movie. That was a serious. It was tough to watch, but I mean, I think they approached it in a reasonable way, where there was a redemption arc at the end, and
there was.
You got to see the spiritual versions of the the other. We're not trying to play spoilers here. But,
again, but it's been out like 2 years now.
How we got on to Guardians
Top
of
Gun, and we're talking about Floor from Guardians of the Galaxy. Remember Floor? They were giving they wanted their own names.
Yeah, no.
The creatures, the rabbit and the otter.
I know this.
Floor.
I was there.
No, I'm saying, do you remember the name Floor?
I do.
Okay. I do.
I was there.
So we don't have a sponsor. We're requesting if anybody wants to sponsor this insanity.
If you're brave.
It's fun, dude. It's all good.
Yeah, of course. I mean,
so let me see what else.
Lots to talk about, but all right. So let's roll back to Joseph Kosinski, who was the handpicked director for this film. Tron Legacy, like you said, Oblivion. Another connection. He did Only the Brave, and the lead in that was Miles Teller, who was also played Rooster in this film. It was Goose's son. And a lot of people, I don't know, he's got a mustache.
Yeah, he looked just like his son would look,
He did. I mean, I thought he nailed it.
Very good pick, man. And he played too.
Well, his playing the piano was actually him playing it. He is actually a musician and does all that stuff.
Whiplash, man.
Well, dude, don't get me started on Whiplash.
J.K. Simmons, a monster, man.
Gives me palpitations, because I've worked with directors, I've worked with musicians, I've worked with artists who approach that stuff in a very James Brownian way, like J.K. Rowling did. And wait, J.K. Simmons. Oh my God, I just called J.K. Simmons J.K. Rowling. Okay, yeah. Sure. The author
Gene Simmons, Gene Stapleton.
The author of, right.
I know, but I'm messing with you, bro.
Jean-Claude, he approaches the same way that Jean-Claude Van Damme would.
Jean-Claude.
But
J.K. Simmons, he was amazing in that, man.
He's great in the Spider-Man movies. He's great in everything he does. But this movie gave me heart palpitations, Whiplash.
Whiplash, yeah.
Not a good film if you're an artist who is asked to perform
and
on the spot.
You've been in similar spots, I'm sure.
Many times, and they're all, heart attack inducing, and they're never pleasant. And oftentimes they're very confrontational, where like you're nose to nose screaming at a director or a producer or another musician who's asking you to do something that you have never done before, have never heard before.
On the spot.
Produce. And I can produce, but don't talk to me like that, and it's just one of those things. So Whiplash to me is very close to my heart, because I understand the pressure and the heartache and the stress that happens there. But talk about a perfect actor for a perfect role. But Miles Teller was great in that, the car accident.
Yeah, he was. And
oh my God,
he was so scared of this guy, but wanted his respect also, that he let go of that girl that was really good to him Supergirl.
That's exactly what that sort of mindset does to you. It really spins you about and completely resets your moral compass. Because do I do it for the art? Do I do it for me? Do I do it for because this guy's yelling at me and somebody who I worship and respect? And everything gets reset in your brain, and it's really it's a difficult situation to be put into. But that movie really hit home for me. But anyway, back
Great
to
movie.
Kaczynski.
Kaczynski, yeah.
You think about this guy. He only did 3 movies before this movie. A mega blockbuster: Oblivion, Tron Legacy, Only the Brave with Miles Teller. So, my God,
he's on a roll.
That's a bit of a leap of faith. But again, Tom Cruise really threw his weight behind his name, and I think it paid off. I think you'd agree.
Absolutely agree.
Tony Scott, who was the original director, who did the original Top Gun.
Ridley's brother.
Which is
Ridley Scott's brother.
Right. Which a lot of people don't recognize or realize.
They don't make that connection.
What a shame.
Yeah.
He committed suicide in 2012. So
I believe this movie, he had brain cancer, and I don't know if it was he just wanted to put himself out of misery. He had to have been in a lot of pain, you know.
I'm sure of it. I mean,
dude, that's something you don't. I would never. First of all, I would never do that. But jumping off a bridge, it was in L.A., I believe, where he did it. But jumping off a bridge is like, geez, do something that's not going to hurt.
Yeah.
But
I mean, that had to be a rough way to go.
Yeah, it's a rough way. And if he did have brain cancers, he probably wasn't thinking straight, you know. I know it's some form of cancer, but he just couldn't deal.
You know, we've talked about mental health here on this channel before. No one will ever encourage that, but you know, there's always somebody you call. There's always somebody you can talk to.
There's always somebody.
But everybody's got their own coping mechanism, and I feel like that's not the way to go.
No,
but I don't know anybody's story, right? What a terrible.
Yeah, no, you don't know what pain some people carry. You know, maybe it's stuff you don't know because they don't want to talk about it, but they're feeling it. I mean, I feel my stuff, and like I said, someday maybe I'll talk about my stuff on here, but I have some stuff, and I go to therapy like you do, and it works. And there's always somebody out there that if you call in the middle of the night, they'll pick up and you need to talk.
Right.
Just reach out. There's always somebody, and people are more understanding than you'd think, you know.
I think
there's always hope, man.
It's also harder for men, you know, because we are the providers, we're the hunters, we're the stoic, no emoting. But like times have changed, and we're allowed to show emotions, we're allowed to feel things, and we're allowed to be on a journey where you evolve as a human being, and hopefully the whole human experience becomes more florid and more more colorful. And the men don't great at sharing those kind of feelings, and it makes it, again, everybody's pain is everybody's pain. I'm not minimizing any of that stuff, but I think for men and for people our age and people who have grown up in a certain timeline, it's sort of shunned where you can't show your feelings and you can't be vulnerable. But the truth is, we all are vulnerable. We all get hurt. We all feel things, regardless of what society or what culture or where you grew up or what your upbringing was. The truth of the matter is, it's okay to be hurt. It's okay to feel things, and the only way to fix or to understand it is to talk about it. There's a lot of pain in that, but there's no shame in it. And
there's no shame in it.
Everybody's on their own journey, right?
And with the talking about it, it's a release, and it could help you, save you. And there's that BetterHelp. It's BetterHelp.com.
I've used it.
Yeah, it's Michael
Yeah,
Rosenbaum talks about it all the time. He uses it,
yeah,
and
and
his one of his this producer on the show. He uses it. It's like people need help, and it's not. There's no shame in asking for it. It's I'd rather somebody reach out to me at 3 or 4 in the morning, which in all honesty, I'm probably up anyway. But I'll take the call. You know, let's talk, bro.
right.
I've one friend in particular. He has depression and he's got anxiety, and he's called me at all hours, and we talk to him, man. That's all. That's all they
Yeah.
need. Let them know
Well,
that they matter. You know.
you being a good
All it
friend by
takes.
doing that, and like that's what we as human beings do is we empathize. If you have any sort of moral compass, you empathize with other people regardless of where they come from. It doesn't matter. You know, our hearts are the same, and we everybody feels the same stuff. It's important for you to empathize with other people regardless of where they come from or who they are or what their story is, because you don't know. It's important.
Don't know what people are carrying.
I tell you, 20, when we first met, Nick, I mean, I was probably not the same person that I am now because I just went through life, with horse blinders on, and just all I cared about was me. And now I see the world in much broader strokes where, humanity around me and people around me matter. Where not that they didn't.
You know what, man? Think you're looking at yourself a little too much like in a negative lens, bro. I always thought you were really cool,
No, I mean, I'm
and
not
maybe
discounting anything you're
yeah,
saying. I appreciate that. Thank you. But,
yeah,
a lot
no
of that had
problem.
to do with probably everybody's on their own personal journey, right?
Yeah.
And everybody evolves at their own pace. And, for me, can't believe we're going to get on this road, but, it's just, again, mental health is critical to every human survival and to our survival as a species. And I think empathy, basic human empathy, is so important. It doesn't mean that you're weak. It doesn't mean anything. It just means that you recognize other people, regardless of where they come from or regardless of who they are, as equals. And when you do that, you see the world in a whole different life than maybe you did when you were a kid, or regardless of what your parents told you. Or everybody's journey is different. But people, in the words of Depeche Mode, people are people, and
Yep.
it's magic when when you're able to get there on your own, or with therapy help, or with better help, or whatever
Yeah.
avenue you take. It's a the world is beautiful and people are beautiful, and everybody deserves a fair shake at the kick
Fair
in the
shake
can.
and
You
some
know,
understanding.
it's magic. It really is.
The movie American Sniper. There's a part that really grabbed me there. You remember that movie, right?
Yeah, I've seen it on a number of flights recently. With
When
Bradley Cooper.
he was already back. He was back to his town. His wife calls him. She goes, "Where are you?" He goes, I'm at the bar." She goes, "Why aren't you coming home?" And he just starts like breaking down right there at the bar. He goes, "See, I just needed a moment."
We are more than happy and willing and able to spend some time with you. And everybody's on their journey. Everybody's walking the walk of life and doing what us as humans do. But everybody has stumbling blocks, and everybody has mazes that they can't find their way out of. But
Yeah,
hopefully, being older and, God knows, not wiser, but
a little wiser, right?
at least older, maybe
Yeah,
we can help. We're happy to do that. So, of course, Nick, I'm sure you agree. I know you agree. We're happy to do that. And we're
absolutely.
always willing to spend whatever time is necessary to get it off your chest. Find.
Yeah, my whole thing
We'll
is if somebody needs me, call. If I don't answer, I'm probably sleeping, but I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And just call. It doesn't matter how late. You know,
That's
if
the
you need
thing. I
help.
mean, we've always done that. You and I, you've always been unafraid to call and talk and text, or
Yeah, no, that's cool.
You know,
wasn't it a song? So, speaking of,
hey, let's talk about the movie.
yeah,
That we're
that's what I was gonna say. Speaking
about.
of songs, there's a real good Lady Gaga song on there. Did you hear it? Did you watch it? She's like a total musician. You know that, right?
She is a magician. It was called Hold My Hand.
Yeah.
And she's been through her own journey. So
yeah, she's been through some stuff.
There's a Facebook group of people that went to college with her who literally they built this group to mock her because they thought she was full of shit and not worthy of anything, and just mocked every move that she made. And all she did was take that and just destroy all of them.
Yeah,
with
that's
her
good.
Success and
use that as fuel.
Art is a difficult, especially building your own brand. I guess we'll call it.
Yeah.
So she was following Berlin's "Take My Breath Away," which is a massive, massive hit, which was a departure for Berlin, on its own merit.
It was.
And but Lady Gaga, she was a megastar. So like literally anything she does, everybody's gonna follow. Like
under a microscope and pick it apart.
Much like Tay or any of the megastars of our current age. Chappell Rowan, anybody. I mean, anything they do is going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be accepted. It's going to be. There's very little dissent among the ranks. You have to remember, she came off of the Bradley Cooper, the mega film where she was a magician.
Star is Born.
The Barbra Streisand vehicle. I mean, it
well,
was
what? That's
no-brainer.
Actually an old. That goes back to Judy, not Judi Dench.
No, you're right.
Wizard of Oz. I don't. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, the Tin Man.
The Tin Man. Tin Man.
No, you're right. Your point is correct that this is a remake of a remake of a remake.
Yeah, but from what I understand, there's another version that's not even called that, but it is, and I don't know why they didn't call it. Anyway,
the script is the same. Everybody because you can't force people ahead in time. Stars Born is clearly the thing that people identify with, because it's only 34 years ago. 38 years ago, whatever. Me math, not so good. But
my point, bathroom.
Well, nobody's gonna relate with the black and white movie with Judy Bloom or whatever the shit. Judy Dench. Dame Judy Dench. What the hell was her name? Who is the actual actress for anywho?
I'm gonna look, man. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Dude, nor me. I honestly can't remember the name of the girl from Wizard of Oz. Really?
Yeah.
My God.
And it's gonna bite me in the ass as I see it. Judy Garland. Oh my God. Good. Put him up. Forgot that.
Anywho, Judy Garland. Yeah, because we're all idiots.
Yeah.
The point remains the same. That's a triple cover. It's like if you go see Me First and the Gimme Gimmes and they cover a song, but then a local band covers their cover. That's a cover of a cover of a cover.
Yeah.
But it's still okay. Nobody cares. If people like it, who cares?
Me First, they're awesome.
So good.
Back to what you're talking about, people just crapping on Lady Gaga. This is another band that I don't understand the hate. Maybe you do? Nickelback? People just dump on them all the time.
I think that's more of a meme-related thing. You have to remember, Nickelback came out in 2003, which was really the height of Know Your Meme, the height of
when stuff started to develop.
When people started to make those GIFs of things and subtitle them and whatever, and
photograph.
I think they were just at the the right band at the wrong time.
Just to pick on, yeah.
Look, do I like their music? No. But do I like any music? Also, no. I mean, I don't like anything. I hate everything. I hate most everything modern. I like Chappelle Ryan. I like limited, very limited stuff. So for me to judge anybody is ridiculous. But I think Nickelback just got caught in the first meme age.
It's also the internet's. It's people are more apt to just go off for no reason at all. So I think that's also in there. You know what I'm saying? Just like, let me see what I could hate today. Let me see what I could try to cancel today. And anyway, we're going off topic
again. You're not wrong. I mean, I think that people honestly try to find stuff that they believe sucks, and you know, the Reddit age of the world is like, hey, we all speak the same language, don't we? And no, you don't. You don't speak for everybody. You're allowed to feel what you feel, but you know, it doesn't give you the opportunity to really rip somebody's career apart.
Yeah, not at all.
That's where we are. You know, we're in the society where you have people who. I don't even want to go down this road, but like, you know, when
we're going down the road. You know what?
If you fail somewhere, somebody's going to dox you. You know, and you know that. Are you really ready to ruin somebody's life?
I know that's horrible. Dox them, and then they're labeled, and people know where they live, and they know.
And it's not always warranted. You know, it's not always something that you need to do. It's not something. Like if you're pure evil, that's one thing. If you do
pure evil, but I don't think you
make a misstep, right? Yeah. If you made an honest mistake, or if you again, I'm not here to judge anybody. I don't know morality anybody than the next guy, but you know, if you made an honest mistake, that's one thing. Do you deserve to have your life ruined over it?
Yeah.
Probably not, but crazy.
I'm here to judge.
Yeah, I'm like,
I am the law. I'm just kidding,
it easy,
man.
Judge Dredd. You know, I'm like, all right, I am
Dredd,
the lure. Okay, take it easy.
I just watched.
Not with Sly, with Carl Urban, right? Because so good, so much better than the Sly
Stone. I mean, Stallone insisted on taking his helmet off because
really, that was a
hero movie, one of the superhero movies.
Not only that, but I think that was the first appearance for Lady Lannister.
Oh, she was.
Massive.
She was already in Game of Thrones, but she was in Mama, right? Mama clan.
Oh, you're right. Yeah. I mean, that was a wicked role, and she was
visuals, dude.
Like she is in Game of Thrones, you know. So
I think she's sexy. Don't you?
I do too.
I like that the slow mo when she's in the tub and it's just all psychedelic. Yeah. Crazy.
She's badass. She was
badass.
She's a really good villain, and that's important.
She is.
Wow. Yeah. The movie was unusual because most movies have like a John Williams or Hans Zimmer or somebody. This movie had three
composers.
Theatrical scores. One of them,
Jan Hammer, right?
To the shock of nobody, was Hans Zimmer. Wow.
Yeah.
Not Jan Hammer. Jan Hammer was. Well,
Hans Zimmer did an updated version of the theme, right? Kind of. I believe.
Yes, but
I think the original one.
There were three people. All right, so Harold Faltermeyer was the original.
That was it. Score. That was the person. I'm sorry, not Jan Hammer.
He also did Running Man. For pop culture's sake. So Harold Faltermeyer was involved. Hans Zimmer, who is the greatest scorer of all time, was involved. Also, Lorne Balfe, who did Black Widow, Mission Impossible Fallout, Bad Boys for Life. So you have three of the most current major scorers involved in this film.
Also, I think he was also involved. Steve Stevens
from Billy Idol's band.
Yeah, he did the guitar in the intro.
Really?
Yeah, that was Steve Stevens, bro.
He's
dude, it tears
awesome.
in. Steve Stevens is
awesome.
Amazing guitarist, dude.
I give him, my God, so much credit.
People don't give him enough credit. He's amazing. He said that he learned to play guitar listening to, because he only got like an FM. What's that FM light station in New York? They play oldie station. They're still around, I believe. He learned it, like when you're Eyes Without a Face. It was like from a 50s song, but he just added double timed it, and just amazing, man.
Funny you mentioned Eyes Without a Face. So their original cut, the demo cut of Eyes Without a Face, was a punk rock song.
Oh, really?
Totally different than the album release. So I was coming home from rehearsal one night, and First Wave had an interview with Steve Stevens, and the record company was like, "Dude, you got to rein this back. What you're doing is great, but when when you listen to the guitar, you can hear the punk rock influences, which Steve Stevens is well versed in.
Yeah.
You can hear the they want to push it. They want to push it. They want to push the tempo. They want to get it out there and when you think about Eyes Without a Face and you listen to it with your eyes closed and your heart is calm, it's the tempo doesn't push at all. It's a slow, bubbly. There's no punk rock is like and this song is like everything has got a bubble wrap around it, and that was what the record company was pushing for. So the cut of Eyes Without a Face that was released to the record company is batshit crazy versus the final release, because it's a lot. That song is like meter is like heart attack inducing. It's so fast.
Yeah,
and it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. But like when you cut the tempo by half, Eyes Without a Face, and like you realize with the original version is double time. Eyes Without a Face, Eyes Without a Face. It's a totally different version and
it's a different song. Almost.
Oh my God! And really, they give credit to their bass player, and I'm not sure. I don't remember his name, but drummers do their thing, but bass players rein it all in.
You're absolutely right.
They get everybody together, and they truly set the vibe and the feel of any song. And
John Taylor, dude, I was listening to.
Don't get me started.
What's it? 80s at 8 on Sirius and Notorious. That album didn't do great for them. It did okay, but not as like Hungry Like the Wolf and some. But dude, great album, awesome album. And the bass in Notorious, I was listening to it the other night, and I could hear it real clear. I mean, I've heard it clear before, but in my car, I could hear the sounds separated more. And dude, his bass was sick in that. You remember that?
I tell everybody when I teach bass players, I'm a bass player. I'm an okay one, but I'm not a great one. But John Taylor is one of the greats.
Yeah.
And when I want somebody to learn about bass guitar patterns and formulas, you talk about anything that he's done, Rio, but truly it's fun to even think about their early songs where you have
Chauffeur.
No, Jesus, what kind of
Girls on Film?
You don't even have to go back that far. You said it earlier.
Notorious.
The jungle song.
Hungry Like the Wolf.
Hungry Like the Wolf. So John Taylor plays a different bass line in the chorus every time the chorus comes back. So one time he plays it straight, he times to play it with an octave. One time he does a disco thing. One time he does a double thumb, and every version and every iteration is different. And like, oh my God.
Dude, it's crazy. How does he keep that?
Rio is a masterclass.
Yeah, dude. But in Notorious, I was listening, and he adds little notes, and they vary. He's keeping rhythm, but then all of a sudden you're bong, and then bong bong. Guy's amazing, man.
I put him in a class with the bass player for Kajagoogoo. Lamal, and
Beggs with Nick Beggs, I think, right?
Nick Beggs, yes, that guy is a motherfucker.
Yeah, he's amazing, dude.
And like, it's crazy because you're a progressive bass player. You're Tony Levin. You're a rock star bass player, but you encapsulate all of those things. And my God, I mean, the bass lines these guys come up with are like otherworldly. And thinking about where we are is in the cover band or whatever, like, how am I gonna sing and play these bass lines at the same time? Like,
and they're not just rhythm where the bass follows a certain thing that goes in sync with the lyrics. It's like a little offshoot here. Dude, you can hear that John Taylor influence in Alien and Farm movies with the different notes bouncing around here and there, but with a steady rhythm.
Even with their Michael Jackson cover, like,
Smooth Criminal.
And You're Okay. Like, there's very clear and evident, influences in great. And there's not a lot of great bass playing rock bands, but like Alien Ant Farm is one of them. King's X is another. But these all, it's very evident that
Maiden, right?
Worship. Maiden's another. I mean,
they're the
yes, but Maiden works off of these two fingers.
Yeah,
which is different than what Alien Ant Farm or King's X does. I mean, but you're not wrong. My earliest bass influence were Primus and Iron Maiden, only these two, and that's what I do. And it's just one of those things that just happened because you follow. I'm older. I grew up in I was born in the 70s. I started playing bass in the 80s. Iron Maiden. I mean, there were, Iron Maiden and Primus were
they Faith No More. I met Adrian Murray and Bruce Dickinson in a bar in Frankfurt. They were just hanging out. And
believe that.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I got their autographs on a beer coaster.
Funny connection to Bruce Dickinson. So Bruce Dickinson, lead singer of Iron Maiden, the lead singer for Catherine is his cousin.
Wow, I did not know that.
The cockpits in the first film, only Tom Cruise had usable footage. In this film, everybody's footage was real and acted. And everybody had to be their own producer. They had their own cameras in the cockpits, and they had to act and fly at the same time, which is crazy. This film rented out both single and dual seat FA-18 Super Hornets, which is the planes featured in the film. That cost was $11,000 an hour because they rented it out from the U.S. government. 800 hours of aerial footage was captured, which is more than, if you think about it, more than all three Lord of the Rings extended cut films combined. And think of a filming day. Out of 12 or 14 filming hour days, only 30 seconds of good footage was actually usable per day. So, going back to the release, July 12th, 2019 was the original release date. So they wanted to add some action shoots. That pushed it back to June 26, 2020, which clearly put it right smack dab in the middle of COVID. Remember, COVID was what, March 2020? Tom Cruise insisted on a theatrical release, so that pushed this film back to 2022 of May. I mean, it's going to cost you. I mean, honestly, you and I both have 4K Blu-ray players that are 3D enabled. They're very cheap on eBay. They're very cheap. No major manufacturers make them anymore, but they are available. They are cheaply, purchasable. And honestly, if you buy something you love, you're ultimately supporting the artist that you love. And I still buy CDs of the musicians that I worship and respect. And the same should be for the movies and the media that you respect and ultimately enjoy. That's the way they get paid, and that's how you are insured to be able to enjoy it down the road. There's no guarantee that HBO Max is not going to go out of business somewhere down the road, and everything that you watch on their platform disappears. The point is that the owner of the media ultimately controls what happens to it, and they're not going to consult you on what happens to your favorite show. They're 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 gonna delete it, or maybe they're not, or we don't know. But when they do delete it, there's no coming back from that point. So for me, I have box sets of Buffy, I have box sets of Angel, I have box sets of Battlestar Galactica, of Game of Thrones. But yeah, I mean, and anything that you like, any series that you like. I have The Mighty Boosh, which is a British series. Worship it, and it's magic, but nobody's ever heard of it. But I don't want it to disappear, so I bought the physical media. Buy physical media. It's my point, our point. Let's let the things that you love survive, because again, you never know. Thank you for tolerate. Thank you for tolerating our rambling. I hope you learned something. I know we did. Peace be upon you. Honestly, we just want you to have fun with media, have fun with the pop culture, and enjoy life. For the love of God, get outside, touch grass, enjoy your life. That's all there is. That's all we have. Hope so. But remember to like, subscribe whenever you can. Here's hoping. Please do. The button's below you. We're good. I think the shark is coming. It's coming right for us. That's me. I have no vowels. I will not avow vowels. We love you guys. Thank you for joining us. Much love. Peace. Peace all. Thank you. Hell yes.